Satnam, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind, and this is your channel for grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live. Thank you to those of you watching the replay, and welcome to our weekly astrology and Akashic reading. We're going to look into the astrology of the week, the important aspects that are happening, as well as do a reading within the Akashic records for the energies of the week. So we know we have been going through some major changes, major shifts, and it seems like they're like getting more and more intense. Energy has been quite unpredictable and kind of keeping us on our toes. I don't know about you guys, but this energy is keeping me on my toes. So I'm excited to be here. And I would love to take a moment to say thank you to all the new subscribers. If you are enjoying the content of this channel and you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe. Make sure you click on the notification bell so you get notified of when I go live and when I upload videos. And make sure you download my free moon astrology guide, which will tell you what your psychic gifts are based off of your moon sign. It also enters you into my email list, and I send out a weekly moon magic report that goes out every Wednesday. And you basically get the astrology in a really nice written format. It's kind of like the newsletter. I let you know what events are coming up. If you missed any of the replays, I put them up there. I make announcements through my newsletter. So it is it's nice to be a part of that newsletter. I don't really send too many emails other than this weekly one. Then every once in a while I make some announcements. But yeah, I would love to have you be a part of our community. We also have our own private space called the Global Community, held within the Mighty Network system and app. And I highly recommend you come join us there. I actually just did a Kundalini Yoga class for Uranus entering into Gemini and this powerful Pleiades activation that is going on right now with Uranus at 0 degrees of Gemini. And the replay is now available, so you can now watch the replay within the global community space. You just have to go to the replay section, and that's where you can access it. And what other announcements do I want to make before we dive in? Make sure to check out my new book, Seasons and Stargates, Your Annual Astrology Guide, 2025-2026, the astrology for the whole year. It's available on Amazon. It's also available on my website. You can get the ebook version. If you go to my website, channelforgrace.com, you can get the ebook, or you can purchase the hard copy directly to the publisher. But again, it should be on Amazon. You should be able to find it on Amazon. Anyway, so that is exciting. What else is happening? I think that is everything that I wanted to share. And let me say hi to everyone that's here. Hello, Linda. Welcome in. Hello, Diane. Hello, Shayna. Good to see you guys here. Hello, Trina. Welcome, welcome. Wendy is here. Good to see you. Hello, hello. Anya is here. Sedona Horse Medicine. Welcome, welcome. Maria also here as well. Hope you guys are doing good. And let's actually dive in. So I'm going to share my screen here, and you should be able to see the current chart. So what we are looking at, let me make sure we reset it here. Okay. So basically, this is the transits that are happening right now. And we're going to go day by day and look at what is going to be significant happening this week. So one thing that's important is that this weekend, literally yesterday, Saturn went retrograde. So we're starting the week with the Saturn retrograde, and he essentially brings in the energy of karmic healing and reality kind of setting in. That was also what came through and what will come through for the next few months with Neptune as well. But now that both Neptune and Saturn are retrograde, they are, remember, going to be dipping back into Pisces one last time, and then coming back into Aries and making a conjunction next year at 0 degrees of Aries, which will be the full activation of the 25th gene key, which is shadow of constriction, gift of acceptance, and city of universal love. We are being fully initiated right now by these two planets. It is a big deal. The retrograde with Saturn is sending us into a reflective period of about 5 to 6 months where we are clearing. We're doing the work. This is the time to do the work. And it's the internal work because it does have to do with the deeper layers of the karma. And so here we are. We enter this week with this frequency. We have Uranus still at 0 degrees. We have Venus at 11 degrees of Gemini. I just love the Gemini energy. I think it's super cool that this week the sun is at the 22nd gate. Or not the 20. Yeah, I believe. No, it's not the 22nd gate. It is 22 degrees of Cancer, which is also significant. But let's see which gates he will be traveling through. Let's see. Cancer, 22 degrees, Cancer, 62nd gate. And if I do this real quick. Okay, all the way to 28. Okay, so the 62nd. And then right around Friday, he moves into the 56. So we're looking at Sun transiting from the 62nd into the 56 gate or gene key this week. So we can also look at the view of that, the lens of that. That's always fun. But here it is. This is our starting point. And what is significant today is that we are seeing Mercury exactly at 15 degrees of Leo. And at this degree in tropical astrology, we find a very powerful Ursa major stargates. And this is the connection to a specific planet, hello sticks and stones, that is called Lakish. And Lakish is a planet of pure light. This is a planet where souls go to in between lifetimes to rest. And they also go here before incarnating on Earth to prepare. It's almost like, I feel like it's like a resting bath, like a light bath. So this like light frequency is just tuned into our energy right now. And it's Mercury, so it's the planet of communication, which has to do with expressing ourselves and bringing things forth. Leo is it's alive. It's definitely a bold way of communicating. This is significant also because this week we are going to see Mercury go retrograde. So he's getting ready for the retrograde. But right here, he's like, I feel like this is an invitation for us to tune into higher vibrational energy and to bathe in the healing frequency of the light. I feel like this is a healing moment for us. Something coming into our lives that is, the goal of this thing coming into our lives is healing. And I actually absolutely love that. It really resonates for me personally in my life. But yes, lots of things showing up. Okay, let's go to the next day that we have a significant thing, and it's not until Wednesday. So now we're looking at July 16th, 2025. Basically, the moon on this day is beginning to pass through the Andromeda stargates, and these call us into the story of Andromeda and into the theme of liberating the soul. So, hello, Bernadine, welcome in. So there is a liberation that is happening here, and it's like you got to break the chains of those things that no longer serve you. So if Saturn is starting to show you those chains, the moon is calling you to actually do the cutting of the chains. And Mercury is like, this is all for deeper healing. This is all happening because there's a purpose, and it is healing. Then we get to the next day, which is the 17th. And the 17th is Thursday. So on Thursday, we're going to see Saturn and Neptune make a close enough conjunction that doesn't actually perfect, but it's going to kind of hit a point of not like a climax, but I think a part of the deeper unveiling of what this karmic lesson that we are going on with Saturn retrograde is bringing up for us. Now, we usually look at the pre-shadow period of a planet to tune into what was like, what showed up for us, so that we could essentially heal during the retrograde. But because these outer planets spend quite a bit of time pre-shadow, post-shadow, and quite a bit of time retrograde, it is important to also tune into what is the actual aspects that the planet makes with other planets while it is retrograde, and this would be one of those. So I feel it's the unveiling of the deeper lesson that you are going to be working on during the retrograde of Saturn. On this day, we're also going to see the moon make a conjunction to Chiron, the wounded healer, exactly on vertex, which again activates that Andromeda stargate. So it's the call, the inspiration to continue to break the chains. And then we get to the next day. And this is when Mercury goes retrograde. So basically, Mercury hits that Ursa Major stargate and stops. And then he starts going backwards. He starts doing his retrograde. Now, in the Starseed membership, I always provide either an article or a video about the retrogrades. I'm going to be posting the Saturn retrograde one today or tomorrow, and also the Mercury retrograde one as well. But this is powerful because the Mercury retrograde, again, is a time of reflection in terms of communication. So it's like the imagination can become activated through internal modes of creativity. It's really how I feel this. Expression moves to the space of inward. And so what lives within wants to come out, but it's going to be more present or more expressed in your own personal life than in like the outer world. So we're all going to be moving through healing lessons in terms of also what you need to ponder. Mercury retrograde takes us into the space of contemplation. What do you need to contemplate? What do you need to sit in stillness with? These are all questions that you want to ask yourself. You are healing. We are all healing and reflecting on ways where we're like either too much ego or not enough, showing up, not enough courage, not enough heart, right? Not enough expression, not enough creativity, not enough passion. This is the sign of the inner child, Leo. It's ruled by the sun, and the sun card in the tarot has the little boy on the white horse celebrating. It's like inner child healing. So Leo is about letting that inner child out to play. So in which ways has that inner child been getting pushed aside or not allowed to come out and express itself? In which ways is your creativity are you not expressing your creative life force energy? Truly from your heart would be where this takes us. And then we get to the next day and we have a square from the sun to Chiron. And so the squares create challenges for us to face head on. And then some kind of action needs to be taken in order for the resolution to happen, in order for the actual activation or healing or ultimate, result of something needs some kind of action, the squares. This is also very close to the sun making an opposition to Pluto. Now, the sun's not going to make the exact opposition to Pluto until it enters into Leo. But this is essentially making a T-square energetically, hello Anastasia, energetically to this Chiron. So a lot of wounding patterns coming through this week, a lot of things being unearthed, a lot of realizations we may be having, a lot of time to get ready to dive deeper into this reflection, to dive deeper into this healing. On this day, Venus activates Orion and the moon activates Algol. So downloads can come through, higher knowing, deeper expanding of the mind, right? The Orion energy also reminds us of the hero's journey that we are on and how to embody it, how to be in it, how to love it, how to accept it. And then on the last day, we're going to get to the 20th. And this is very significant. This may be, even though there's a lot going on, this may be the most significant aspect of this whole week. And Mars officially makes a conjunction to the South Node. So this is us falling the possibility of falling into the space of the South Node. But essentially, I feel like we're digging into the space of the past experiences, past stories, karma, and we are working through, like the image that I'm having right now is of Mars going in, just going into this energy that is uncomfortable, but in the adventure or in the exploration with the goal of figuring it out. But again, because drive and motivation with the South Node can feel like we're going in the opposite direction. So you need to be careful. Don't go in the opposite direction of what the healing wants to take you. Don't go back, to old patterns. See the old patterns and collect your courage to move through them. It's like Mars brings courage, drive, and motivation. So it could be the motivation to heal the karmic patterns, but it's heavy because it's with the South Node. So if you feel like your drive is pulling you back towards things that you should be moving away from, just be aware of that. On this day, the moon makes a conjunction to Uranus. And I feel like that's the thing that's going to ultimately pull us out of some of the heaviness, although we do start to see a lot more heavy things going on. Hello, Steve. Welcome in. But that moon and Uranus is like, okay, remember the light, remember the light, remember the light. Like, don't forget the higher vibrational frequency. Don't forget the healing light codes are here. Don't forget that you can choose to you can transmute shadows into gifts, and that the gifts are always found within the shadows. So this is what Mars South Node to me feels like is activating for us. It's a reminder like, hey, you are strong, and the reason you got here is because what your past made you strong. So you call back that strength, call back that courage, call back the power to actually put in the work. Call back your desire and your motivation to not get caught up in the details, but know that that will be where we may falter. That will be where we may fall, is when we get too caught up in the details and put our effort where it's not going to serve us this week. And the moon also ends that day on Aldebaran, which is beautiful because it's like, it's always lifting us up. I feel like we're dipping down deep, and then we're getting pulled out, and then we're dipping, and then we're getting pulled out. But the reminders are always like, hey, the work is happening. Like, things may feel very unstable. Uranus and Gemini is so unpredictable. It's nuts. And so we're dealing with this unpredictable things coming at us. And then at the same time, we're like, whoa, like it's almost like we're dodging, but don't really dodge things that are important for you to see. Some of the things that are coming in are very particularly designed to guide you into having a certain type of experience this week. So to review, we start off with Mercury on the Ursa Major Stargate, like getting ready to go retrograde at the degree that he will go retrograde. Moon then comes into Andromeda. It's like, okay, we're ready to cut the cords. Remember, Saturn is now retrograde. We are in the thick of it from now until next year, basically. That's like how long these, and so the key, well, for the next 5 months, but the key is the work needs to happen. You can't just sit back and not do anything. You're going to be shown where the work is happening, right? You're going to be shown, something will reveal itself like, okay, this is where the work is happening. Then Mercury goes retrograde, and we enter into a very reflective period, a contemplative period of asking ourselves, where are we dimming our light? Where are we overshining our light? Where is our ego getting caught up? And where are we not being humble enough, basically? Where are we not even showing up? Where is our creativity being blocked because ego is too big, right? Where are those places where we surrender and we find and we heal our inner child? And then Sun will square Chiron, and the push to act, to heal will come through. And you have to learn to take care of yourself, and you have to learn to know where you stand in your emotional processing and your emotional intelligence. And then Mars conjuncts the South Node, and there's a moment where we can get lost in the past. But it's almost like when you go into the underworld, like the story of Psyche, you can't don't feed the fears. You can go into the underworld, you can go into the past, but keep your courage. Go in there like a warrior and find your way through. Like, this is the test to see if you're courageous enough to not get stuck in the past. But if you get stuck, then that's your gauge that, okay, there's something you need to strengthen. So that is what is happening in the week. So it's a little interesting energy. It's definitely, last week was very activating. This week that activation continues, but now we dive into the sort of like the energy that I feel is like it gets a little denser, it gets a little deeper, it gets a little bit more real, it gets a little bit more clear what is happening for us. So let us open up the records and discover through the language of the cards what is our message and what we actually need to know. So I'm going to open up the records. Feel free to tune in yourself. And also, as I pull cards, feel free to pull cards yourself. From the deep depths of the cosmic mind, I hear a whisper. This whisper calls us inward towards our essence. A light begins to glimmer at the center of our heart. This is the light of unity, the all-knowing wisdom of the One. Through this door, we open the gates of the Akashic, the magical flower of life. We see our duality. We recognize our sacred trinity. We begin to witness infinite possibilities as we become the observer and the observed. Powerful and luminescent light engulfs our being, and we feel many dimensions all at once. We enter the Akashic records, protected and loved by all star beings that have accessed these portals before. The records are now open. May wisdom flow, may understanding descend, and may we be blessed with the light of love. All right, so let's shuffle some cards. And I usually pull 5 cards. Sometimes I'm like focused and like, oh yeah, you know, this card means this card means that. But usually like the message just unfolds as the cards come through. So I'm just going to shuffle and see what we get and respond to some of these comments here. Yes, this moment is so valuable. Oh, tell me about it. I mean, man, I'm kind of, the universe is showing me some stuff right now about myself. And it's a little bit of like, definitely an ego check. It's definitely an ego death. It's definitely like, hey, do you see the patterns, the toxic patterns that you're going into? And do you see that it's not serving you, that those toxic patterns are not serving you? That is the bigger message that I feel that I am receiving right now in my own life. So let's see, what is the energy that we need to know? Maybe jumping off point, Strength card. This is the card of grace under pressure. Grace under pressure. This is funny because this is the Leo card. So I feel Mercury coming in really strong here. I feel this is the Leakish energy coming in that I was talking about. Because the Leo card, the Mercury is in Leo and he's about to go retrograde. And he's like taming the lion. You know, we're taming the lion. We're trusting that we're being gentle with our ego. Be gentle with yourself. Whoa. Be gentle with yourself. We are all going through it. Dang. Okay, I really need to hear that message. Okay. We're in the process of learning deep lessons. Be gentle with yourself as you go through your own personal ego death. The challenge, the Hierophant. Okay, the Hierophant is the teacher. It's the teacher. The Hermetic alchemist. The power of the knowledge, the knowing, the gnosis, the knowing. You know what you need to do, right? But do you apply? This is a big lesson in, are you applying what you know right now, or are you just falling for, old behaviors, old patterns? Because the next card that we get is actually the Eight of Cups. So the overall theme is time to walk away. And if you're like engaging in old toxic patterns, both in the mind, but specifically like emotional triggers, if you're like going down rabbit holes that do not serve you, like you are going to feel like the power of an eclipse right now. What happens is like there's a certain point where you realize, okay, I give up. And giving up means, okay, I surrender. I step into my vulnerability. I accept the lessons, and I decide to walk away from that which no longer serves me. But this week is going to feel very much like an eclipse. Like there's a lot of things that are coming at us. There's a lot of like heaviness, right? We literally just got two major arcanas in a row. The Strength card and the Hierophant. So there's a lot of intensity. This is an intense energy that is literally inviting us to walk away from that which no longer serves us. So what is the wisdom from our ancestors for this week? King of Pentacles. Know your worth. Know your worth. Quality versus quantity. I mean, just straight up. Know your worth. Be a king or a queen. Wow. Know your worth. You are stronger than you think. Be the bull, right? This chair, he's got the two bulls on either side of him. This is Taurus energy. Ground yourself. Know your worth. Ground yourself in who you truly are in this physical time-space reality. You are abundant. This is your truth. Just if you fall, get back up, like that third line. Get back up. And just go right back onto your throne. Not the throne of ego, but the throne of anchoring yourself, the throne of groundedness. All right. Which animal is guiding us this week? This is so interesting, these animals. Okay, we've got the puffin and the cow. Okay. So, let's see if we get in this book the description. The puffin. I swear these animals are crazy. Okay, let me put this down for a second. The puffin looks kind of like this pigeon-looking thing. I'm going to have to look that one up. And then let's see about the cow. The cow. The cow. The cow. The same cow. Hang on, I'm looking in the book. I'm looking in the book. Because not all the cards are in the book. So this is confusing, this deck. It's like keeps you guessing all the time. Okay. So I'm going to look up real quick. Give me 1 second. Right here. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to type this question in, and then we are going to read about the cow because the cow is actually there. Okay, so what is the animal totem message from the puffin? It's funny because the word puff, it makes me think of it like, don't puff it up. Don't make it bigger than you think, you know? If this is our animal of the week, what is our collective message? And then let me pull up the message of the cow. We did this last week and I was really glad that we did. So that's why I'm taking the time to do this. All right. Here we go. The cow, the cow, the cow, the same cow. You are never alone and can release fear of abandonment. You are protected and cared for. Cows have long been revered as sacred in many cultures and are an integral part of our lives today. The sacrifice these animals make to provide nourishment for others is something that should be honored. Cow is the ultimate provider, and for this reason has a strong association with motherhood. Oh, that's right. We got Hathor, the cow goddess. In addition to giving her milk and flesh, cow is a strong protector in her spirit form as well. She is a powerful guide when you need protection, and she will never abandon those in her care. With such strong mothering instincts, you can feel safe and secure with this animal by your side. Her large eyes have a softness and tenderness to see deep into your soul, and she offers comfort when it is needed most. I love this. Let this gentle yet strong spirit support you when you need to be nurtured. She will never abandon you. Oh, I feel like that is such a powerful message right now. Like you're not alone. You know, you're not abandoned. I love it. Let's see what we got here in the chat. Oh my God, I am living that. Yeah. Hello, Mary. I know these animals. Yeah, Hawthorne energy. Yeah, Maria, exactly. And the cow is prosperity. Yes. Thank you, Anya. The puffin is associated with the third gene key codon ring of life and death. Interesting. Okay, well, here's what chat said. The puffin is a beautifully symbolic animal totem, quirky, resilient, and deeply connected to both land, sea, air, and earth. As our animal of the week, the puffin brings a message of balance and inner direction and the power of heart-centered community. Wow. The totem message of the puffin: return to your own shoreline. Trust the cycles. Be bold in love and be loyal to your joy. What? Dude, that's literally what this whole Leo, Mercury, retrograde in Leo is like calling us to. You can't make this shit up, you guys. The collective message from the puffin spirit. This week, the puffin calls us inwards to find the place where we belong to ourselves, even when life feels unstable or shifting around us. Puffins are masters of navigating multiple elements. They swim, they fly, and they walk, reminding us of the importance of being adaptable while staying anchored to our truth. Wow. We got the Eight of Cups. We got the King of Pentacles. I mean, all these messages came through. They mate for life and return to the same nest site each year, symbolizing the power of returning home to what matters and honoring the soul's devotion to love, connection, and continuity. This week, ask yourself, where am I being asked to return to the roots of who I am? Where do I need to balance between doing and being? Who and what am I fiercely loyal to? Our Puffin Wisdom Keys, emotional resilience. You may feel tossed between worlds, but you have the inner tools to thrive. Damn. Devotion. Real love and purpose come from showing up again and again, even when it's not easy. Damn. Community and solitude. Puffins teach us the dance between personal space and meaningful connection. And navigation. Trust your inner compass, especially when external clarity feels elusive. The Puffin reminds us that it's okay to be unique, to take the long route, and to look a little different doing it. Their message is a mirror to the soul. You know the way. Don't forget your joy on the journey. Damn. Holy moly. That's insane. That is so dead on, you guys. Wow. All right. Let's close the records. From the deepest depths of our soul, we give gratitude and love, for we understand we are a fractal of that cosmic whole. As we give, so we get, open to all possibilities through all time and space. We walk through the Akashic portal back to our inner space, remembering that this wisdom lives within every cell of our being. Thank you, star beings, for holding this sacred space and for protecting us during this journey through time and space. The records are now closed. All right, you guys. That was a really powerful message for us this week. I definitely feel such there's a depth to the energy right now. We're learning a lot. Steve says the Puffin is remarkable navigational abilities across vast oceanic expanses have intrigued both scientists and spiritual thinkers. Okay. There you go. This is such a beautiful message. Yes, I agree. Dang. All right. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for being a part of this community, for supporting me and this channel. Come join us in the global community and have an amazing week. Here we go. We have the strength. We know where we're going. It's literally what the Puffin message said. It's time to let go of what does not serve us and find our grounding through the storms. Love you guys. I will see you all again next week. Sat Nam.